ਅੰਟੈਰੀਓ ਦੀ ਐਸੋਸੀਏਟ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਆਫ ਵੂਮਨ ਐਂਡ ਚਿਲਡਰਨ ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਜਿਲ ਡਨਲਪ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਦੇ ਆਨਲਾਈਨ ਸਰਵੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਲੈਣ ਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਅਪੀਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਔਰਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਬੰਧਿਤ ਮੁੱਦਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਐਕਸ਼ਨ ਲੈਣ ਤੇ ਸੁਧਾਰ ਦੇਣ ਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਫੀਡਬੈਕ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ। ਸਰਵੇ 30 ਸਤੰਬਰ ਤੱਕ ਜਾਰੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਜਿਲ ਡਨਲਪ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਹਿਯੋਗੀ ਰੁਪਿੰਦਰ ਕੌਰ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਵੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ।
Hello and welcome to this special segment. Today we have in our studio Associate Minister of Children and Women Issues, Jill Dunlop. Hello Minister, and it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me here today. This is my first time visiting.
It's an honor for us. So first of all, congratulations for this new portfolio.
Thank you. I've been in this position since the end of June, and it's been lots of learning, but there's great things going on in my ministry, and I'm looking forward to all the great things we have coming.
Minister, if you look at your department, childcare is the essential service. But however, the system is facing challenges. Children, youth, families, they are not getting the kind of support they need. What is your government doing to make a meaningful difference in their lives?
Well, in late August, we announced child welfare modernization. And at that time, we opened an online survey, and I encourage everyone who is involved in the child welfare sector to participate in that survey. And that can be found at ontario.ca/child. And as part of the consultation for child welfare modernization, we also have tables that are meeting. One is a modernization table that is comprised of executive directors from children's aid societies, but also those who are involved in children's mental health, those who are involved in the developmental services sector, and some of the shared services. So we're bringing fantastic people together to look at where we can make changes to best support youth, children, and families who may be in crisis or facing crisis.
But are people really participating in that survey?
Well, in fact, since the survey opened the end of August, as of to date this morning, we've had over 2,000 respondents. So I'm very excited about that. But like I said, we're encouraging people to really get involved. I've met with violence against women shelters who are participating in it as well, because that's another area that deals with children in the welfare system. And again, like mentioning mental health, developmental services. So these are organizations that are working together with children's aid societies who have a real voice in how we can be bettering the system for our children and our families. Because ultimately, we want to support families to support the children and have the best outcomes for those children using the community services that surround families.
Definitely, that's very important. But what kind of feedback or advice or responses you are getting in the survey?
What I found I haven't yet seen the results of the survey at this time, but I met with the modernization table that meets with the ministry staff. And when I was speaking with them, I spoke to one of our executive directors from the GTA area who was saying, we have a real opportunity right now to build a world-class system that others look to Ontario to replicate. And there was lots of energy and positive conversations happening. So I know the sector is very engaged in doing the right thing and supporting the children and families, because the best outcome for children is to have a supportive family.
But if someone is filling a survey, is that it? They have filled the survey, or after they are contacted, like to provide the insights, or what are the gaps in the system?
No, they're not being contacted after, so it is anonymous. But the feedback we're receiving from those people will, as well as the roundtables that we're having, and myself as minister, I'm reaching out to the children's aid societies as well. So I was here in the area today visiting the Peel Children's Aid Society, where we were making an announcement. I'd be happy to talk more about that as well. But just reaching out and seeing that the great things that our children's aid societies are doing, but we know that there's challenges that the system faces as well, and one of those is not all children are receiving the same quality of care across Ontario. We also have a high proportionate number of Indigenous and Black youth who are in the system, and there's also the fact that we have parents who are potential adoptees aren't being matched with children who could be adopted. And that's what today's announcement was in Peel. I was with my parliamentary assistant, Jeremy Roberts, who we made an announcement about hosting adoption roundtables across the province and meeting with those stakeholders, those adopted parents who are looking to adopt, some of the children's aid societies who are doing great work with adoption, and looking for that feedback, because like I said, the best outcomes for a child is to be in a family, and whether hopefully it's their own. In some cases it can't necessarily be, but having that permanency for a child is the best.
Definitely, it's a good initiative because everyone feels a child needs loving family and a
Yes.
permanent home, and that's a good initiative you're taking. But today, when you announced about the roundtables which are being hosted in different communities and MPPs would be there,
Yes.
how these roundtables gonna work?
The MPPs will be looking to stakeholders in their community who want to have a voice at the table, and we'll be collecting the information from the roundtables to find out how we can be doing better. Because what we're hearing from some children's aid societies is they're doing a lot of adoptions. For other organizations, there's not as many, but we're working with Adopt Ontario and helping to build that sector so that we can make those placements and find out what are the barriers right now that families and organizations may be facing when making these potential matches of parents to children.
But once the data is collected with this roundtables or the online surveys those are happening, what would be the next step after that?
The next step will be, like I said, collecting that data, analyzing it. We're hearing from the frontline workers and also from those with lived experience in the sector in how we can be doing better to, work with potential families, but also in the child welfare system where we're supporting the families and the children.
And we have seen, and in the system or the roundtables they are happening, would you be taking inputs from the Indigenous partners too?
Yes, of course. We have Indigenous partners at the table, and we also connect with the communities with the online surveys too. But the tables that the ministry is hosting as part of the child welfare modernization, we do have Indigenous partners at the table because, as I said, there's a high proportionate number of Indigenous youth who are in care. And when you look at Ontario, we have 50 children's aid societies. 3 of those are faith-based organizations, 12 are Indigenous designations, and 38 of the public children's aid societies. So, we really look to our partners for that feedback and how we can develop a system that has better outcomes for children and families.
Everyone knows there is a challenge in the system, but since you have joined this department, you have been started working on the online surveys and the roundtables are being hosted. But what are the main challenges the system is facing?
As I said, there's children aren't receiving the same quality of care across the province. We're also finding that the resources in communities are different that impact families, and it's really about the resources in the communities that can help support a family to allow a child to remain with the family in those supports. Now, whether it's with mental health supports, just different services that better support the families, parenting skills for families in some cases, but just that thinking of knowing that a child is best in their own families.
Like you said, you are taking inputs from the Indigenous groups, Indigenous partners, but if we look at the ethnic communities, what we have feel these communities, they have certain problems, they have certain issues, certain challenges, but they don't come forward. Now when you are hosting roundtables, would you be making sure those communities, they come forward and talk about it?
Well, I'll be looking to my colleagues, the other MPPs across Ontario, to really connect with their own ridings so that they make sure the voice of all groups comes to the table. And it was interesting today when I was at Peel Children's Aid Society, I met with a few foster families who were there for training, and the Peel Children's Aid Society is really focusing on working with different ethnic groups in the area and targeting recruitment for foster families in those areas, again to make those best matches, whether it's in the foster care or adoption, but how can we best serve those children from different ethnic communities as well.
And do you think this process of online surveys or roundtables, that will be sufficient to give these children a better future?
Well, I think we're looking to the public for guidance on this, for information. The online survey, the tables that the ministry is hosting, and myself visiting those communities and visiting with those children's aids to hear the great things that they're doing. And they really are. And I've enjoyed my visits so far, and I will continue across the province in the next coming months too to talk with the staff and the frontline workers who are working with children. And I've also had the opportunity myself to meet with some of the youth and to hear their stories and to receive their feedback too, because those people with that lived experience who can tell us how to make it better for them.
Well, on that note, we wish you all the very best, and thank you so much for coming to our studio.
Thank you very much for having me today.
Thank you.